Welcome, everyone. This is Todd Morgan, CEO of RealEstateAcademy.net. And also, I have a lot of different websites out there on the Internet. I've been an Internet marketer as well as a real estate guy for a number of years now. I'm very excited, happy that you've made it to this webinar. I do believe that this webinar is going to be a life-changing experience for you because we are doing some super awesome, amazing stuff right now on the Internet. And I like to call the Internet the new real estate because there's ways to make money in the Internet and get recurring income coming in every single month. And literally, you've got a piece of real estate on the Internet that the likelihood of you making more money is actually a lot higher probability into the future. So we're going to blow your mind tonight with some amazing, amazing opportunity that is with my good friend Steve Thomas. Steve, are you there?
I am here. Hello, everybody. I'm excited for tonight. So
awesome. So Steve and I have been friends for a while. We worked together briefly about 18 months ago. We've rekindled our friendship about 6 months ago, and since that time, we have been rocking and rolling with some amazing stuff that we've been doing. So we're excited to share it with you tonight, or wherever you are and whatever time zone you're in. We have people here where it's morning, and some are afternoon, and some it's evening. So whatever your time zone and wherever you're at, we're excited to be with you and to share this information with you. So strap on your seatbelt, and we're going to get going right away because we want to show you exactly how we are doing this, how we are making money online, recurring income coming in every single month. I think you guys are going to really appreciate this. So this webinar is live, so I always like to check the audio. Would someone please, if you don't mind, put in the questions box, chat box, just put in to make sure that you can hear us okay. So I'm going to wait just a second. Okay, yes, we can hear you. Good. Thank you so much. All right, so the audio is working good. Everyone can see the screen, so that's good. I've actually done whole webinars where I've talked for like 30 minutes, and no one can hear me. So so it's always good to check this out as we get going here. Okay, so let's get going. We're going to introduce ourselves a little bit into this, but here's our promise. We're going to show you a way to make $10,000 to $50,000 of new income this year with almost no work on your own, because we're going to do almost all of the work, 99% of the work for you. Steve, is that a realistic number that they can do?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, very realistically, and that's where at the minimum I really want you guys to be at. So
okay, awesome. And we're going to show you in a second a little bit how we're doing this. We're already doing it, and we're just going to show you what we do step by step. This is not going to be there's not going to be a course sold here. There's not going to be an ebook sold here. There's not going to be an information product where you got to thumb through pages and pages and lists of the CDs and DVDs. It's none of that tonight. We're just going to show you specific things that we're doing on the Internet. Okay. Number one, we're going to show you how to actually make money on the Internet. That's the first thing. No BS, no maybes, no probablys. Actually show you how to make money. Number two, we're going to show you how we've turned it into a turnkey business that anybody can take advantage of, and that business will make somewhere between $1,000 and $12,000 a month. Obviously, whenever we talk about numbers, whenever we talk about revenues, we want to be conservative. We'd rather be, obviously, we're hoping to be wildly surprised, and we want to see what possibilities exist to make a lot more money, but we always want to be conservative. So we're going to be talking about conservative numbers here, okay? Why the Internet is the new real estate. It produces more cash flow per dollar invested than even real estate. If you know what you're doing, a $5,000, a $10,000, a $20,000 investment in Internet can deliver you tons and tons of income, and we're going to be showing that here today. So why recurring income is the big differentiator and that allows you to grow a huge income. Almost everyone that I know that is doing well right now, that is thriving in this economy, has recurring income. They have money coming in month after month after month, and I have friends that have 1,500 websites. I actually met one guy actually got a website from a guy that he said he had, I think, 10,000 websites out there. So you got to start somewhere, but the reality is there is a formula to get a site up and get it making money, recurring income. And that's what we're going to show you today. and we're going to show you actual examples of websites. We've got the man, Mr. Steve Thomas. I'm going to introduce him in a little bit here, but Steve is the man, the internet extraordinaire, who's done this same process 200 times in the last few years. And it's a repeatable process. You can probably do it in his sleep. Okay, before we get into the meat, just always like to do a few things up front. Number one, guys, are you living like this? I mean, do you sometimes know that you know that maybe things are not working as well as you could? Maybe you have savings. Maybe you have a business that's limping along. Maybe you're waiting it out. But the reality is that train's going to come down the tracks, is it not? And so the point of this slide is we have to change. I talk to people all the time, Steve, that say, I don't know anything about the internet, and I'm scared of the internet because I don't know anything about it. Well, the thing I'll say about that is there's a lot of things I don't know about the internet either, but I go to people like Steve who do know things about the internet, and I know one thing: I can see numbers and I can see dollar signs, and that's what it is. Sometimes you've got to make a change, and you've got to have the guts, if you want to call it the balls, to make a change, to do something different. And so, Steve, can they really make money on the internet?
Absolutely. That's where I've been making my money, is via the internet for the last 15 years, strictly on the internet.
Nice. Awesome. So, guys, that's what I want to say. Make a change. If you know it's not working, make a change. Recurring income. Build once, makes money ongoing. Set it, forget it. Now, in real estate, sometimes recurring income is not all it's trumped up to be because you got to actually do stuff. And the internet's different. When you've got the thing working, and you got your traffic sources working for you, and this thing is running, you really don't have to do a lot. There are certainly small things here and there you have to do, but it's not like owning a big piece of real estate. So, Steve, how important is the recurring income?
Oh, I absolutely love recurring income. It is so nice knowing that you're going to have money come in day after day, that it's just going to be there. I look at it as not only a safety net, but it's a way that you can build real wealth. If you look at anybody who's been wealthy in this day and age, they have some sort of recurring revenue that they can count on month after month, year after year. And I love it. That's
awesome. And I have to admit, I'm jealous of the kind of recurring income that Steve has, so I'm working hard to get that. But the biggest issue is recurring income. That's really the biggest issue in this recession. If you had $5,000 a month coming in, I mean, just think about how different your life would be. If you had $2,000 a month coming in, for some of you, that's peanuts. For some of you, you'd like to have 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 or 50. And, the reality is that I know people right now that have $40,000 or more of recurring income coming in every single month. So that's what we want to focus here today, because what we really all want is this. That's pretty funny, isn't it, Steve?
That is, actually. Yep, we all want that, the golden egg. The goose, actually, that produces the golden egg.
Right. Yeah, the golden goose, goose that lays the golden eggs. I have a favorite movie, an old movie. It's Abbott and Costello, and it's a Jack and the Beanstalk, and they have magic beans, and they climb up into the stalk, and they go and steal the golden goose. And I always remember that scene of them carrying the golden goose around, and that's what we really want, right? We just want something to lay us golden eggs, We don't want to have to do a lot of work. Well, the internet is definitely a place that represents that opportunity. However, and I'm going to get your perspective on this, Steve. However, there's a whole lot of stuff that it seems like we should know about the internet, but we don't know. So what do you think about this?
I think, you know what, that is so true. And if you could probably add some more things to that aren't even there with this day and age with social media, but you get so many aspects of the internet that I think sometimes people just feel overwhelmed. It's easily done, but when you simplify it, it's the most amazing thing what you can do with it.
And I think, what we're going to show you today is forget everything you see on this page. We're going to show you a very specific program, a very specific thing that we do, which we do successfully. And so we're going to be showing that to you. So you don't have to learn 20 million things. In fact, in this program tonight, you're not going to have to learn anything because we're going to actually generate the income streams for you. You're going to generate the investment and a couple other things we're going to show you, but we're going to actually build everything and do everything for you. So how many of you would like to have a 5K to 10K? And by the way, we're being conservative. This is just year one stuff we're talking about. Can this be more than 10K? Of course it can be. Of course it can be, and of course it may be. But we're not, trying to keep things, reasonable here. So at any rate, someone else is doing most of the work. I'm sure if I was in a room with you, most of you would say yes, you would like recurring income to the tune of 5 to 10K a month, and you would not like to do a lot of the work. So we're going to show you step by step in detail what actually works. Isn't this kind of what you want? You want someone to show you the actual truth, just show you step by step what actually works? Well, we're going to do that. And I got old Mr. Jack Nicholson there, Steve. You can't handle the truth. So, actually in this case you can handle the truth because the truth is actually not too difficult to understand. But for most people, it's a little bit difficult to implement. That's why we've got Steve, because Steve is the man to implement it. Okay, I always like to give a little bit more background about the speakers. Some of you know who I am. Some of you have listened to other webinars and things. Some of you just clicked an email. You don't even know why you clicked it. You don't know where it came from or how you got it, and you're just here. That's okay. We still love you. Okay, I was the founder of a site called realestateacademy.net. It started in 2004, 4, something like that, a while ago. And I've been a speaker. I've taught literally thousands and thousands of investors all over the nation, all over the country, about real estate and increasingly now about internet, because the internet, we're starting to really do some things on the internet that's absolutely amazing. I've done lots of successful real estate deals, and I'm really good at helping people build these part-time businesses that can ramp up to 7 figures. I became known in the industry primarily as the webinar king because I've done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of webinars. I'm not even sure if that number is still accurate. It may very well be over 300 webinars that I've done. In fact, one week we did, it was like 7 webinars a day. So we did like 50 webinars in a week. This was about 2 years ago. We did 50 webinars in a week. How's that for some ambitious endeavor? At any rate, I've also sold bunches and bunches of products, services, all over the, over the internet, email. Also sold a lot of real estate, bought and sold a lot of real estate. I'm still active in real estate. I'm working right now actually with a $100 million hedge fund, buying mobile home parks and apartments and things like that. So, at any rate, I'm doing a lot of different things, but along the way, I've been mentored by some very awesome people, and many of these people you will know. Some of them have shared very private moments with me. Some of them I've been in their mastermind. Some of them we've spoken before. Many of them I've done business. Well, all these people I've done business with in some form or fashion for the last 3 years or so. Robert Kiyosaki, Robert Allen. In fact, I was just at Robert Allen's house. the lot nearby Robert Allen's house in San Diego area, $2.5 million, just a lot. I don't know what his home is worth, but I'm guessing $10 million, maybe $15 million. I don't know. Robert Sheeman, Bill Bartman, Laurel Langenmeyer, Michael Gerber, Harry Dent, David Fagan used to be CEO of Guerrilla Marketing. Greg Reed launched 3 Feet from Gold and got Barnes & Noble to publish the book. It's the first book Barnes & Noble ever published, as my friend Greg Reed. Anyway, great people, great teachers, great educators out there, and I've learned. And so, what should you learn from that last line? If you want to be famous, if you want to be rich, you want to be successful, you might as well hang out with people that are more successful than you. That's what I want to get out of that slide. Okay, so enough about me. I think you can read this. I want to now focus on my friend, Steve, but before I do that, I have a confession. I have not focused, and nor have I made a lot of recurring income through the internet until I met Steve. And so Steve and I have been churning out amazing websites and stuff. So that's my confession. With everything I've done, I'd not focused on recurring income in the internet until now. And boy, did I miss out. I'm telling you right now, if you are not making recurring income from the internet and learning from guys like Steve, you are missing out. Real estate is great. The amount of money you have to pay in real estate to get the amount of money you can get from the internet, and we're going to show you what we do today, it's not even the same. If you had $100,000 to invest in the internet, you could make 10 times, 100, I'm going to say 100 times, but 10, 20 times that, easy, on the internet. So, anyway, let's talk about you, Steve. Why don't you tell us about this slide here?
Yeah, let me just tell you what I've been doing for the last 15 years. I started out, obviously with the internet, and let me tell you, the internet has come a long way. When I first started doing websites for individuals and market them online years and years ago, it was really tough to get sites ranked on Google. Back then, Google wasn't even around. Anyway, since then, I have found the value of reoccurring revenue. And that came when I trained. I got into the consulting business and helping a lot of businesses get online. And through my company that supported over roughly in 1 year over $10 million worth of sales on getting businesses online. With that, I came to find what the value of reoccurring revenue. One of the things that I did was I sold these people basically a website, and I would host their website. At one time, I had over 3,000 websites that I was hosting. But right then and there, I learned the value of reoccurring revenue, and ever since that day, I have never looked back. I've always wanted to tie reoccurring revenue to something, just because of the value of it. It's a safety net. You know it's going to come in each and every month. You know it's going to be there. It's not going to disappear overnight. It's not going to give you the headaches. You can be on vacation, and your cell phone will beep because there you see the charges coming through on your cell phone, or you see the charges coming through on your email, and you just smile because, it's revenue coming in your pocket. Currently I have over 200 clients that I'm working with in ranking their sites and our sites online to get on the first page of Google. That's the first and foremost thing is, if you are on Google and you're on the first page, you're definitely king. And that is, where I've been spending the last 2-3 years is really dissecting the ways that people can get reoccurring revenue. And we'll talk more about it today in this, and I'll show you some examples of sites that we have that are producing revenue each and every month that, as we're talking, will come in. Every morning when I wake up, it's great to see the charges that came through while I was sleeping. Since then, like I said, awesome. I'm helping. Go ahead, Todd.
No, I would say that's awesome. I mean, in fact, you had 3,000 clients, and now you've got 200-plus clients, plus all the other websites you have and things with partners and your own websites and stuff. So, guys, I hope you can appreciate that you are learning from someone who knows what they're doing, a very, very, very successful person. So tell us more about, you started doing the coaching. I called you the coaching czar.
Yeah, so
business up.
Yeah, so I started coaching, and I was coaching my coaching company. We had up to, at one point, we had about 35 coaches on staff that we were coaching businesses on how to succeed online. The first thing I realized is a lot of the tools that the business owners had weren't very effective. So I started creating my own tools or own things that would help these businesses grow and develop, and that's basically where I came up with the program. Basically, was a show and tell. I found out that as many tools or instruction that I gave people, it kind of goes back to that image we had before where everybody was confused. I gave them the information, I gave them the game plan, but it was hard for them to take the next step because there was that confusion or that uncertainty. So I became my show and tell program, and my show and tell program was basically that. We do it for you, and then we show you how we did it, and then we tell you how to do it, so that way you can maintain it and grow the business on your own. Well, now we've moved to where we'll do 100%. We'll do the work for you so you can reap the benefits.
And that's awesome because this is something that we've been doing for ourselves, and he's been doing it for some partnerships and other clients and stuff. But now we're going to get it out there to 10 lucky people, actually less than 10 because we already have 5 signed up from from this week and from this afternoon. So we're looking forward to working with those people that want to have this kind of recurring income. So now, Steve, this is the point now where we explain exactly what we do. I always like to get this to a simplified version because even though it is sometimes obviously more complex than this, it's helpful to understand it from a 1, 2, 3. Okay, but before we do that, I want you to define, help us with a couple terms. One is WordPress. What is WordPress and why is it so valuable today? Number 2, Google. Why is Google so important in today's internet marketplace?
Yeah, WordPress is basically a content management system that I personally feel is the best platform to build any website right now on the internet. It's easy to use, it's easy to customize, and most importantly, why I like it is because Google likes it, and anything that Google likes, I like. And if we talk about kings here, I'll tell you what, Google is the king of the internet. 90% of all traffic that websites get are from Google. And so in order to please Google, that's why I use WordPress, is because it presents the content, it presents the information on the website in a way that Google likes. And so I can get sites ranked easier on WordPress than any other platform. And I have, like I said, I have looked at many, many different platforms over the years, and by far WordPress is the best option for any website to get ranked on Google.
Wow, that's awesome. So WordPress sites is the hot thing to do then. So here's let's just go through this real quick, Steve. This is what we do. Number 1, step 1 is find a hot niche, sub-niche, and buying keywords. Step 2 is to then take that information, build a website with low-cost products. And step 3 is get a top ranking on Google on buying search terms, which people look to buy stuff, get it ranked number 1, number 2, number 3, first page, preferably number 1, through at search engine optimization on Google. Does this pretty much look like the plan?
You know what? As simple as it looks right now, that is the plan. It is that simple. Obviously, there's a little bit more work to it than that, but that's basically it. We find the hot niches, we build that site so it can get ranked well, we get it ranked on the first page of Google, and the traffic flows in and the sales happen.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Okay, so let's teach them some things about how we do this. So right here, this is the Google Keyword Tool. If you want to type it in, Google AdWord Tool or Google Keyword Tool, you could do the same search that we're doing here. I blew it up so people could actually see it here. So what are we looking at here, Steve?
Yeah, so what you're looking at is Google is telling you basically on acai berry, they're telling you how many searches are across the globe right now on the Google search engine. So they're saying that over 1 million searches this past month on acai berry. Then on the local monthly searches, it's showing 368,000. That's 368,000 searches in the United States alone for the keyword term acai berry. That is
wow.
A lot of searches.
Wow.
I mean,
guys, let me tell you, would you have guessed that acai berry is 1 million searches? That is a lot of searches. So I don't think I would have guessed that, although I know what it is. So anyway, you want to find a hot niche. You want to find a niche that is got a lot of sub niches or keywords associated with them. So let's take a look at this, Steve. This is now the top part of this keyword ideas. Okay, so you guys, I'm going to try to use this pen here. Last time I tried to use it, didn't work. Let's see if it works this time or not. Oh, it works this time. See that? Keyword ideas. So when you put in acai berry, it gives you keyword ideas. So what can we learn from this there, Steve?
So what you learn from this is whenever you do a search term in the Google Keyword Tool, it will give you other suggested keywords that you can go after. So these are giving you an idea how many searches each and each and every month certain terms are taking. So, what is acai, locally 673, Whole Foods 1.8 million. What is acai 368,000? Those are basically telling you what those searches are occurring each and every month. Now, yeah, I love those are the keywords I love, especially when I'm selling a product. Where can I get acai berry? Those are the best keywords because those are buying keywords, and that's what we focus on is buying keywords.
I love that. Where can I buy? How can I get? All these things. And so you guys are now starting to see the program, right? And this is important to understand. When you're talking about being at the top of the Internet, I'll give you the example. If you're at the top of the Internet on real estate terms, that's all good. But do people buy a house on the spur of the moment within 2 minutes? No. I mean, they're going to talk to a realtor. They're going to think about it. They're going to apply for a loan. So we're not trying to sell houses with this program. We're trying to find niches where people want to buy products at reasonable prices and they can make the decision right away, right now. Whether that's $29 or $19 or $47 or $100, and we're going to show you that people also do multiple orders, which is pretty exciting. Okay, so now this is the bottom part. I couldn't put all of these in here. I mean, I don't know how many there were here, but this is the bottom part of that search.
Yeah, no, that's like I said. So you look at. I'll tell you what I see there is. I'll take any of these keywords. I know we were looking at keywords that had 1 million searches and 365,000. I'll take any of these keywords right here because I know I can get revenue on them.
So basically, if it's got 1 million, it's pretty hard to get to the top. But if its global volume is 100,000 or 40 or 50 or even 20,000, those are possible to get ranked at the top, correct?
Yeah, and here's one thing I have found too. I'll just give you a little secret here. A lot of the keywords I go after are what we call long tail keywords. They're usually 3-4 words in length. The reason why I do that is typically the longer the keyword, the better buyer that I have. If it's a generic term, maybe 1 or 2 keywords, my conversion rates are down. So I always go for buying keywords.
So if someone typed in what is acai berry diet, there's a pretty good chance that person's ready to buy something.
Yeah, or I'm going to get very specific traffic on it. It's kind of like someone types in acai berry versus someone that types in where to buy acai berry. There's a big difference.
Got it. Okay, so hopefully you guys are understanding. There's a hot niche, there's a sub niche, and there's buying keywords, and that's what we want to get out of this section here. And now I'm trying to move forward, and it won't let me. This is what happens when you're on a real webinar. Things don't work. Okay? Going back to the drawing board here. Bear with me here. I'm going to go back, put it in screen. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is another tool that you use. So why don't you explain what's happening here?
So one of the things, again, obviously I want to choose the right keywords, but I use this tool. This is actually using Google Trends and Google Insights. It's amazing information that Google can collect on different searches. When they are the largest, obviously they can do a lot of things. But it tells me, going back to acai berry, where the trends are in the country. Everybody thinks that we're maybe stuck globally to here in the U.S. But if you look here, acai berry is being searched in Romania and Austria and in Greece and the United States. You can see all those countries where there's definitely a high demand for it. And then the other thing is, I also want to check to see if it's rising. Is the trend is it going down or is it going up? As you can see, acai, a lot of the terms, acai berry benefits is going up 40%. Any of us would take a 40% increase in pay or a 40% increase in revenue or a 40% increase in anything. Well, I can see there that the keyword is going up by 40%. But take a look at ProAction acai, going up by 250%. Acai berry ABC, going up 400% in its term. Acai, so I'm looking for trends. I'm looking for keywords that are gaining more and more traffic. People are searching for more.
Wow. Is this powerful or what? this is a guy that has a system. And how many times have you done this over the last few years?
Too many to count, but I last time I checked, I think it was well over 200. So
wow. So, guys, you can see that once you find a system like this, you're going to milk it, and you're going to milk it. And the good thing for you people out there listening is we're actually going to make this opportunity available to you, not to a lot of people, but to the handful of people that want it. And the good thing is we're looking to go long and deep with partners. We're looking to get 1 or 2 or 3 successes, and we're looking to move and do more. We want to do more sites, more niches, more areas, because we know what they are. But I love the fact that you can see the trends. So not only are you doing a hot niche, not only are you finding the sub niches, not only are you finding the key words, but you're choosing a niche that will be around for a while and then has a trend in its favor in terms of increasing traffic, increasing searches, and more people looking for it. And let me ask you this, Pro Action Acai, let me just go here. Are these actual products you think people are searching for here?
yeah, what I'm looking at there, or just kind of give you an idea, is yes, those are actual. I would imagine they're actual products, name brand products that people are selling, which is great. I actually do like to capitalize on that.
So how would you capitalize on that? Then how would you use that information?
Well, this is another well-known secret. A lot of people don't realize, but a lot of times name brands, there's not a lot of competition for it. So I can easily get sites ranked for a prominent keyword. And because of that, I can capitalize on the market because when people are typing in a brand, sometimes they don't care what brand, they just want the product. So I can put my acai berry right next to the brand that they're looking for, and they'll buy mine. and this is the funny part. Sometimes I've done it so my site ranks higher than theirs, and that really keeps them up. So,
wow.
So
there can be, I mean, guys, I don't know if you know this, but there's infomercials, there's radio, there's TV, there's direct mail, there's all kinds of different products being promoted with acai berry. Oh, I want to say network marketing companies selling acai berry stuff. And so being at the top with someone looking for a specific product on acai, I mean, that's obviously going to generate sales. Now, we could have done this for another hours and hours and hours with all kinds of niches. Suffice it to say that we have lots of niches, lots of sub-niches, and lots of keywords. And, Steve, let's just review some of these. Internet, we've got lots of different niches, sub-niches, keywords in there, basic skills, setting up blog, linking your blog to Facebook, stuff like that. And, how to work Craigslist, tips and tools and different sub-niches within Craigslist, mom blogging. Anyway, lots of different things in Internet. Real estate, there are some specific niches in real estate for information-type products that work really well. Investment training, Forex, options is huge right now, absolutely huge. A lot of people want to learn how to do that, and there's lots of different niches, sub-niches that people will pay for. Debt elimination. So, Steve, what more can you say about this slide here?
Yeah, here's the thing. We're looking at it. Obviously, Internet, learning how to make money on the Internet, how to set up your own blog, how to be successful online is very, very popular. All of these, if you look at it, are things that are relevant to us that are growing. How to make money with foreclosure. So it's because of our economy, there's opportunity. That's the thing about the Internet. No matter what the economy is doing, there's an opportunity to capitalize on it. And you just got to make sure that your site is in the right spot at the right time to capitalize on it.
Nice. And we got more in the next here. We got weight loss. I kind of threw a bunch of things in here. Weight loss, diet, health, nutrition. That's all in that category there. HCG, hot, acai berry hot. Bunches of other weight loss types of products. Skin creams. And we're going to talk about that in a second. Anti-aging, things like that. Pets, pet medicine, pet supplies, blowing up right now. I've met a number of people doing pet hotels. I mean, and pet meds, they're going crazy right now. So, Steve, what more can you tell us about these niches here?
Here's the thing: is this category that we have up on our screen are I'll call it the vanity section. People will spend tons and tons of money on for products to improve how they look, how they feel. Because if they look good, they feel like they're going to feel good. So weight loss is a huge market. it never goes away. It doesn't matter how the economy is doing. People always need to lose weight, especially when you see the stats on the obesity rate here in America. There's always a market for that. Skin care, skin cream, same thing. Pets, like you said, I'm amazed how the people I know, how much money they spend on pets. Some of them spend more on their pets than they do their kids.
Wow.
So anyway, yeah, there's huge amounts of opportunities here.
Okay, and these are some of the hottest niches that we have right now. Obviously, there's no shortage of niches. I want you to understand that. There's no shortage of niches where you can get to the top with buying keywords and start making money. Okay, so we covered this one, I think, very extensively, finding the hot niche, sub-niche. Now we've got to get a website with low-cost products. And so let's talk about some, I believe these are actual sites that you're doing yourself with partners or yourself or with clients.
This is one of my sites.
Nice.
And this is well on its way to making $5,000 to $6,000 a month after about 4 months. This one here.
So this sells one product or multiple products?
It basically sells one product. I package it in different ways, but basically it's selling the HCG drops, the liquid drops.
Wow.
So
wow, that's awesome.
It's a fantastic. Go ahead.
No, $79. So $79 there. That's like an internet exclusive offer. Okay, I got it.
Yeah. And the nice thing about it is when we look at the searches, it's new people over and over and over again. So that's the beauty about this site right now. Is it's new traffic coming to my site each and every month.
Wow.
And it amazes me. And that's another thing is I'm building my list of people that I can market to as far as other products and services. And that's a whole other can of worms.
We didn't even address that in this presentation, but I'm glad you brought
I know.
it up.
I bet that's an afterthought. I mean, but anyway, yeah, there's so many ways to monetize that data once they become a buyer. So.
Right. If they want HCG, there's more likely they might want something else related to diet or health.
Exactly. Like I said, I haven't told you everything.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're keeping secrets from me. But here's what I'm just blown away. So this site was set up 90 days ago, and was it last month that they made $2,500, or how's it work?
Yeah. Last month it did, and like I said, I think this month they were projected to hit the 4, and like I said, and then we'll be making. It's like I said, there's a trend. It's going up. My rankings are improving, so we'll be in good shape.
Wow. Okay, so that's that. Now let's talk about this one, another one of your sites.
Now this one is, again, talks about the creams, lotions, shampoos, organic. Organic is one of those keywords. It's kind of like going green. It's a buzzword. It's popular. People like it. It's a great way to make money. This one's it's been going for over 6 months, and it is doing very well right now. Very, very well. So.
How many products are you selling on here?
This one has about 8 products, and that's it. A lot of my sites don't sell a ton of products. It's either between probably under 10 products is usually what I like to keep them.
Wow. So this is nice. I see the brand is awesome, organic stuff. So that's amazing. So here's what I had down here, making $7,000 to $8,000 a month. Is that about right? Yeah, that's about it. About right now, and I think later on we'll show you a kind of a screenshot of the sales coming through this site. So, nice.
The next site, I have a lot of fun with that next site. This one here. So let me ask you, where do you buy on this site? Let me ask you that. Can you see a place to buy?
I don't see any. I don't see a place to buy anything. Hold on, I'm looking. I guess purchase health products.
Exactly. So this is a good friend of mine, and he's a local chiropractor, and we go way back, and he wanted to sell some of his products that he has in his store that he sells to his customers. So I took his existing site, made it so he could buy. It's making money just after 60 days of making that change, and this is just recently.
You gotta be kidding me. That's crazy.
Yeah. No, it's just to kind of give you an idea. In the first 30 days, for example, I couldn't believe I optimized everything the way it should be, did everything right, and this website, as unprofessional as it looks, sold $500. Last month it did about 7, and this month it's increasing. And so we're hoping to hit the 1,000+ mark for this site. And look at it. It doesn't even. What do you buy? Just that, again, you send people to your website, you get the traffic there with the right keywords, and it converts. This site here I like because it only gets about 100 searches a month, and it's increasing obviously, but about 100 searches a month for the products that it's selling. But the conversion rate on it is incredible.
And you told me is that all these people that purchase, they're coming from all over the country, right?
Yeah, exactly. At first I thought it was just, it's his local customers that are being nice to him that are too lazy to go down to his office, get in their car and drive down. But what I found out was, by going through those stats and looking at the orders, they're all from all over the country,
Well, guys, this is crazy. I mean, people probably are just clicking around on this site, I'm guessing, because somehow they're finding the place to purchase.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty interesting. But at any rate, so now let's talk about a little bit more. I think that was helpful. Hope you guys like seeing actual examples of sites and websites that are actually making money out there. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about sourcing products. First of all, I want to talk to you about digital products. I have a domain, a website called eprivatelabel.com. I wasn't actually really trying to necessarily promote that necessarily here, but it is the world's largest library of digital products. So in terms of launching digital-type products, ebooks, softwares, videos, courses, information products, graphics, templates, packages of things and bundles and things like that, this is probably, if I had to guess, the best site on the internet with 1 million products, 500 niches, 400,000 ebooks, 30,000 images and photos, 8,000 website templates, over 1,000 manuals, courses. It's got it all. If you want to check it out, don't leave our webinar, though, because you won't want to miss what we're going to say. But write it down, eprivatelabel.com. And I'm going to give you an example. A week or two ago, I launched a course called Internet Crash Course, the best Internet millionaire system. Would you be surprised that I actually got that product in its entirety from a private label source? I created none of that product, not even one. It was 42 videos, 6 manuals. It's an amazing, incredible course. So guys, you need to learn this word, private label. How do you think that Steve gets his Cyber HCG products? And so let's talk about that right now. Tell us about private labeling physical products. How many products exist, and how does that work?
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunity to private label, obviously, information products here, but it's easy to do the same thing with products like HCG, acai, colon cleanse. Any product in this day and age, if people build it so you can rebrand it. A lot of times they'll let you sell their product, stick your own label on it, do whatever you want. They don't mind. It's another way to sell, and it's really easy to do in this day and age.
Wow.
Really easy.
Yeah, and you have all the sources to get all those kind of products, right?
That's correct. That's exactly. I've been sourcing products for my clients for some time because they weren't quite sure how to do it, and so I went out and started doing it and found some great sources. I even have a few places where I can actually have certain things manufactured to exactly the way I want it.
And tell us about drop shipping a little bit and how that works.
So basically, we've all heard drop shipping or know about it, where you get the sale and then someone else ships it out for you. And a lot of these locations will do that for you. So you don't even have to physically even touch the product. You just send them the order, and they ship it each and every day for you. And it's like clockwork. You just collect the money, and then you send the order off, and you don't have to worry about anything else.
Nice.
So
it's so they don't have to buy, hundreds and hundreds of bottles of something.
No.
Right?
No, absolutely not. I actually have a funny story, if you don't mind. I had had a good friend of mine who got into the HCG business, and he, I think it was about $20,000 or $30,000 worth of HCG he had bought. I can't remember how many bottles because the manufacturer he went to told him that he had to buy so many. And I laughed because I said, oh, you know what, you could have bought it for the same price over here and not have to buy that many on hand, and they would have drop shipped it for you. I can tell you what, he was kicking himself, and he never placed an order again with that company. So.
Wow. Okay, so guys, we're not going to be asking to buy $30,000 worth of product and store it in your basement. That's good to know. So I think we did a pretty good job there building the website with low-cost products. We showed you actual existing websites that Steve is involved in, and also we showed you different ways how products can be sourced, whether digital or physical. Now, step 3 is getting it in the top ranking, because where the traffic is where the money is, especially on these buying keywords. So tell us more about that. And by the way, Google is spelled Google in this slide.
Hey, you know what? Search engine and Google is the most important aspect of this whole campaign. Is getting it ranked on the search engines. Like I said, typically we choose 10 keywords. Obviously, there's hundreds. A lot of times there's thousands of keywords that we can go after that will give us the traffic. When I look at analytics, it amazes me. I get amazed every day looking at stats and what people type in and how people find my sites. So we go after 10 keywords, and we optimize the site for the search engine. We do everything manually. We don't use automated systems. We don't cut corners. We follow Google's guidelines to the T, and we do blog writing. We add content to the website. We do article writing for link building. We do various types of link building, whether it's through the social side, whether it's through social bookmarking, whether it's done through blog commenting, whether it's done through directory submissions, whether it's done through directory or exchanges. We basically build the foundation so we can get your site ranked.
Wow.
And we've been very successful at that.
So tell me, I mean, is this actually people doing work, or do you use some automated tools to do this, or how's it work?
No. This is all manpower. I have a team that, we have a specific order of the way we do things. We have a specific process that I've dialed in over the past year to really get these sites ranked, and it's been working fantastic.
Awesome. So automated tools, are they bad for you or what?
No. Basically,
automated tools. Why?
They're bad. They can get you banned from Google, and if you get banned from Google, just to kind of give you an idea, I've seen it where people have done stuff where one day they're on the top page of Google, and then the day later they can be nowhere to be found, and it's sometimes because of the tools they're using.
Wow. And Google has a way of seeing, this stuff, of knowing this stuff, right?
Oh, absolutely. When you think about the technology they have and the systems they have, they can do anything. Think about it. They pay people to go down streets so they can film every street in this country. They can basically do anything they want.
That's crazy. Okay, so obviously you're a pro of pros in terms of getting the sites up to the top of the page, and so. Guys, I think this is pretty straightforward. Hopefully you've been impressed, and hopefully you can see how this can work for you. Now, we've got a lot more information to tell you, but if you know that you're one of the people, you want to talk to us and you want to be considered to be one of our partners, now keep in mind, this is the beginning. We're going to get a site up. We're going to get the product sourced. We're going to get this done. We're going to do it in 60 to 90 days, and we're going to get it making money. And then we're going to look to do more things with you. So we would love to get people that would like to do 2 or 3 of these, or 5 or 10, and start out with 1 or 2 now, but be ready to do more. Also, the sites that are being really successful, 5, that one where you were doing 5,000 a month within 6 months, and up to 7, 8, 9, 10,000. Those are the ones that we can also expand the footprint. So talk about that, Steve, about expanding the footprint for the site.
Yeah, so basically you have, typically like I said, we're all going after 10 keywords. We focus there. As we get that site ranked, or as we get ranked for those keywords, there's a decision to be made. Do we start up a new site, or do we expand that? Do we go after more keywords? I think I was telling you, Todd, the other day, I had a client that, they begged and pleaded, finally said, okay, we'll do 5 keywords for you. And we went, 5 keywords, then we started with, then we went to 10 keywords, and now we're up to about 200 keywords.
Really?
200 keywords.
So he went from 5 to, what, 20, and then to 200?
Yeah.
Wow.
But here's the thing is, we saw how much money was being made, and so we're like, okay, let's open the floodgates.
Wow. So, guys, if you get in the right niches, right sub-niches, the right keywords, and you get a money-making site up there, then you are golden. So here's what we're looking for. We've got a lot of our own sites and own things doing, but we're willing to take 10 partners to do 10 sites right now. You become our 50-50 partner. We split the revenue 50-50 from it. However, you can take the merchant account. What I mean by that, take the merchant account is not the right word. You can have the merchant account coming into your bank account. So there's no question, and this was a big decision that we made, and this was a hard decision to make, that we would prefer if our partner that comes in with the capital to get this going, and we're going to tell you what that is in a second, we would prefer you to capture the sales if you want to, and we would just be paid every month. So there's going to be no funny games. There's going to be no question marks on what revenue this site is making, because it'll be going straight to your bank account. So that was a kind of a big decision for us. But, Steve, let's talk about what we're doing for them as their partner. We're finding the right niche. We're choosing 10 quality keywords, or possibly even a few more, sourcing the product, rebranding the product, creating the website, enabling all the stuff, the e-commerce, making sure the stuff can be shipped, optimizing the site for search engines, and then doing the search engine optimization on the site. Does that sound about right?
That is. That's a lot of work, but yeah, that's what we do. We're basically taking you from A to all the way to the end, A to H. But yeah, we're doing all that work to get this site up. Obviously, there's a lot more detail than just what you have there, but yes, that's what we're doing.
Nice. And now I will say this. Because Steve is a pro and he's done this hundreds of times, he's got a system. Now, could the average person do this for the price we're going to talk about here? The answer is no way, Jose, not in a million years. Okay, so we haven't unveiled the price. We're going to do that in a second. Let's talk about revenues, okay? We've shown you some different sites and how well they're performing. Is this realistic? Worst case, $1K a month. I mean, is that truly the worst case, or are there sites just aren't even making $1K a month?
No, that is really the worst case.
So after 6 months, if you can't fathom in these hot niches with these sub niches with these keywords with the things you're doing, you can't envision anything less than $100,000 a month.
No, I can't imagine that. It's not worth my time if they're not. So I mean, really, yeah, they're going to be making that.
Absolutely.
So.
Okay. So, in the likely case, 3,000 to 5,000 a month. Obviously, we've seen them some that do 6,000 or 7,000, and then obviously there are sites doing 7,000 to 12,000 a month. So, does that sound about right?
That is exactly right. And that's the thing is sometimes you just hit a gold mine. Sometimes it's planned, and sometimes it's on accident. And that's the key that we're doing here is getting these. Like I said, we're hoping for that gold mine, but we'll take the likely case of 3 to 5 any day of the week.
Yeah, and so I mean, the reality is that our partners, we're going to be very much incented to make sure these sites go. We're going to keep the costs pretty low for you in the beginning, compared to other businesses and things, because we're going to make money with you ongoing on the monthly recurring, and that's why we're in it. All the money you're going to put up here into this thing immediately, almost all that money is going to pay other people to do all this work, and Steve managing the whole process. So it's not like a lot of the money comes from recurring that comes from these websites. So here's what you have to do. Preferably, you have to get a merchant account that takes Visa, Discover, American Express, MasterCard. Okay, we have the sources for it. You have to apply for it. If for some reason you can't qualify it for it, that's okay. We can still use PayPal PayPal is pretty effective. Obviously, merchant account is better, but PayPal is still very effective, and we're actually showing you a site that just uses PayPal, and they're doing quite well. And then we're going to work together to handle these virtual assistants, to handle the questions, refunds, and queries. But tell me, Steve, how intensive is the customer service on the sites like this?
You know what? Sites like this is not very much, because the thing is, people order online. You ship it right to them, and it's like anything else. People won't call for good news like, hey, I got my stuff. People call when they don't get their stuff. So, we get the stuff delivered to them on time, and they're happy as can be. And so, very rarely do you get a lot of customer service calls or headaches. The only time they call it really in is to buy more product from you, which we'll take any of those calls any day of the week.
And I can also test, kind of going to add my opinion to this too. I sell hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of products, 97, 47, 29, 197. It's very, very, very rare that I get any customer service issues at all. And, of course, if we do, there's going to be someone there to handle those. They're not going to be coming to your cell phone. You're not going to be coming to you, okay? There'll be an administrative service that can do that. It costs, maybe an hour or two a month or whatever, depending on the volume of the site. So, any rate, that's that. So here's what the investment is. The investment is $10,000, and we do have a possibility of breaking that to a few payments, but we need people that are solid. We cannot work with people that, maybe I can give you $2,000 or $3,000 now, and then maybe 6 months from now, 3 months, because we actually have to use this money to actually go out and hire the people, build the stuff, so do all the stuff we told you here. But what I'd like to ask you is, where else can you put $10,000 and turn it into 20 to maybe even $100,000? But let's just say even $20,000 a month. That's basically $2,000 a month where else can you turn it into a business? Now, granted, we're getting half and you're getting half, but there's there's pretty much almost no way that you're not going to get this investment return within 6 to 12 months. From these websites and these hot niches and making these sales. So there's not a lot of places you can go, if any, to even do that. So let's talk about, Steve, about how long it will take to kind of get this thing making money. When will they see their first sale? And how long will it take for them to start seeing some real serious money out of these?
Typically you're going to start seeing sales in the first 30 to 45 days. Obviously, we got to build the site. We got to get it indexed. We got to make sure that Google understands we're here, and then slowly build up the site. Usually when I choose keywords, I'm also looking at a few easy keywords that I know I can get ranked within that first 30 days, 45 days to get some sales through the door. And then from there it takes off. It really takes off. Typically by month, between month 3 and month 4, it amazes me how it just starts taking it increases dramatically. And so it amazes when you hit 3 month, 3 and 4, it just takes off. And so basically that's kind of the flow of it. I've had some sites, like I said, my friend that, we did that little project, within the first 30 days we did well. So it depends on the niche, but typically, we'll see our first sale 30 to 45 days, and then, between month 3 and month 4, it's really taken off.
Wow. So guys, this is exciting. Now, tell us about reporting. Will they know about the progress and how and everything until the first sale? Stuff like that?
Yeah, exactly. They're partners, so they have full access to the shopping cart. They'll have full access to the stats, so they can see what traffic's coming in. They'll be able to tell what keywords people are typing in. What I do is, obviously, they'll see when the orders come in, they'll be happy as all get out because it's putting money in their bank account. But also, I'll give them reports on a monthly basis on the work that was done, as well as where they're ranked. Hey, this month we're number 50. This month we're now number 15. This week we're now number 8. Now this week we're number 4. It amazes me how that improvement happens. So
wow, and I'm just going to say that we're going to let you handle the money. But just so you know, we expect to be paid every month. If we're not paid every month, then that's bad. Let's just leave it at that. It's bad. Okay. But for the integrity of the program, we wanted to make sure you guys, would know and have the money and make sure you know what's coming through there. Okay, so this is an actual sales report. Actually, this actual shopping cart showing the actual sales. What is this from?
Yeah, these are showing sales. Actually, as you can see, it all came through PayPal. So as we mentioned before, this site was only using PayPal, was not using, and this is why I wanted to show it, is these are sales that are coming through on a regular basis on just PayPal.
And this is, was this the chiropractor one?
Yeah, it was actually.
Oh, this is interesting. Kuna, Idaho, Concord, North Carolina, Kintersville, PA. I haven't even heard of that. Another Pennsylvania, Georgia, Pennsylvania,
yeah,
Maine,
exactly.
Maine. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Anyway, that's pretty interesting. And also, what's interesting is people order multiple products. That's not something I thought people just order one, but you see people ordering 2, 3, some 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, people will buy multiple products all day long.
I forgot to scrub the names off this, guys. Please don't. These are actually real customers, so I'm actually going to move off that page. I just don't want, you know.
Yeah, these are just showing you sales through that, so you can see, February 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. I mean, those are sales coming through on a daily basis. And this is the one that was selling creams. So, I mean, sales come in on a regular basis.
This is the creams with the 8 different product lines. So,
yeah.
I hope you can see this. This goes on and on and on and on. I was only able to fit a little bit of it on here, and I didn't want to bore you with all of the continuation of this long thing. But I think it's pretty interesting. I'm looking at the price points: $127, $104, $42, $99, $42.95, $23, $127. Even got one here that's $288. So it's very interesting. Very few people. It looks like maybe 10, 20% of the people are only buying one product. Looks like most people are buying multiple products.
No, exactly. And when you look at it, going back to what you said on a minimum, you think about it. You only need a couple sales. Think about it. If average sales is $100, you only need 10 sales in a month to make that. 10 sales.
Wow.
So.
And if you're at the top of the search terms, people just get on there and buy.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we all have bought stuff on the internet. We have no idea what the website is that we bought it from, and we don't really know we can trust the website. We buy anyway. And here's the thing you need to know about that. There's a certain price point that people are willing to spend on the internet without a lot of verification. And obviously, if it's $1,000 or more, they might seek more verification. But $29 or $49 or even $100, or some people spend $200, and they're willing to do it. Okay, because you see a website and they see the product they want and they see the stuff that they want and they want to get it. So let's talk about our guarantee here, because this is pretty awesome. First of all, this is not like an information product, CD or a course or whatever. This is actually, you're going to get a website, and you're going to get it in a hot niche with SEO on it with products. Okay, that's number one. That's the first part of our guarantee. Second part of our guarantee is if for any reason the site does not make $1,000 in 2 months in the first year, for any reason there's not 2 months where it hits 1,000, then we're going to reduce our revenue sharing down to 30%. So now we're at 50-50. We're going to reduce it down to 30% if for any reason it doesn't do that, because obviously we didn't do our job the right way. We can't imagine that would happen, but at any rate, we put it here as a guarantee, and we'll reduce our percentage. Anything you want to say about this, Steve?
No, that's it's pretty straightforward, easy. It's a win-win for everybody. So, like I said, I know $1,000 is not even an issue. I mean, that's a no-brainer. That's done in sleep every day, day in, day out.
And the thing I'll tell you guys is I've been seeing all these different websites. We've showed you some. This is the real deal. This is not a maybe. This is not a probably. This is not a dream. This is not a hope. This is a repeatable process, which Steve has done 200 times or so in the last few years or so. And so, guys, you are investing into something that is proven, something that will work. So I think that's why I'm so excited about this program in particular, above all the other things that I'm doing, because this is a program where they get an actual website. It's SEO. It's in a hot niche. It's got the buying keywords, and it's in the places where people are buying stuff. when people say, how do I buy something? Or they're looking for specific products. I mean, we're going to make sales by being in the way of all that traffic. So, and I'm just really, really excited about this business. And this business is growing very, very much for me. And Steve, I want to thank you for, first of all, for being a friend, but also showing me how to do this, because I was just like many people out there. I knew there was ways to do things on the internet, but I didn't know how to do it. And so now with your help, we're doing all these amazing sites and different things. And so, guys, there's only one way to get involved in this. So guys, get out to www.toddalanmorgan.com/turnkey. That's Todd, T-O-D-D, Allen, A-L-A-N, Morgan.com/turnkey, and fill out the form that's there. And so we can get in touch with you and go through how this system works and how we can build a recurring income stream for you, which will deliver you consistent revenue every single month, which we've done almost 200 times now. So get out there to www.toddalanmorgan.com/turnkey, and let's get some revenue flowing for you. And we want to talk to you. Now, we're both very, very busy, and I'm sure you're busy as well. So please be clear on your name, your phone number, and your email address. We want to make sure that you understand the details of this completely, and we will be willing to spend the time with you to make sure you understand the details. People have asked us, why is it only 10 grand? Well, it's 10 grand because that's what we want to do right now. That money is going to be used, almost all of it, actually building out and doing all the stuff we talked about here. Should this product be sold higher? It probably should be sold more like 25 grand or more, but we're not doing that right now. So people ask me, can I get involved in this later if I'm not ready right now? And I always tell people, look, Steve is in a place that he wants to do this right now. He wants to get a bunch of new things going with partners. He doesn't have to, but he wants to. I'm in a place that I've just learned this strategy. You never know what the future holds. We may not even be doing this program in a month or 2 or 3 from now. Okay, quite frankly, I'm working on some stuff right now that I might not have to do anything for a long time with all these internet sites coming up. Plus, I'm working with a guy, hedge fund that has $100 million available. And so, anyway, long story short is the opportunity is now. It's what I always tell people. The opportunity is now. It's presenting itself now. Will it be in the future? It might be. It might not be. Will it be cost more? It might. It might not. I would say the likelihood of it costing more is very great, because of the all success that we're doing. And once we prove it out with some partners and we get a lot of testimonials, you pretty much can guess the price is going to go up. Okay, so I just wanted to say that there. Anything you want to add else, Steve? And then I'm just going to go to some questions if I can pull this up. I need to see this question.
Here's the thing: is this is where obviously I want to help people out. Obviously it helps me out because obviously I share in the revenue. This is a no-brainer right now to make it happen, and there's no better time than now to get on the internet. There is, like I said, I love it. I wouldn't do anything else, and looking for those people that want to enjoy, come join us and make it happen. So.
Okay,
and,
so here's some questions. Are you got a few minutes to take a few questions here?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so this the question here, and see here, what is the cost? We covered that already. Okay, what do you do and what do we do? Actually, these are probably a little bit earlier, so we've covered that pretty well. All you got to do is get the merchant account, and we'll help you through that process. By the way, we're not going to just and there's a lot of nuances of that we know how to do, and making sure that everything is done the right way. One of the big things in the merchant account is making sure the name of the product that they ordered is also what shows up on their credit card receipt. So these little things like this, we're going to help you and try to structure it. But the merchant account companies will also walk you through all of that. They have the expertise on that. So you don't need a lot of expertise to do it. You just need to be able to apply for it, okay? And then the customer service, obviously, we're going to deal on that together to make sure we have someone to handle that. So it looks like you do everything. Let's see here. I mean, if this sucks to make so much money, why do you do it and make the money yourself? That's a good question. So the answer to that, Steve, I'll let you answer too. We are doing it ourselves. We are doing it ourselves. We just decided that we would do it also with other people as well. we have more capacity than we have money and to do stuff right now. So we're open to capital, to partners that have money that want to do this because the opportunity is so great. The opportunity right now it's like a gold rush is what I would liken it to. It's like, do you guys remember about, was it maybe 6, 7, 8 years ago, where buying domains was the gold rush? And all the good domains, pretty much all the good domains, the one-word domains are all gone. And maybe even the two-word domains are all gone. And I have friends, one of my friends, Mark Ostrowski, he owns business.com. All these different websites. He owns blinds.com, cufflinks.com, bachelor.com, beautyproducts.com, consulting.com, and it goes on and on and on. And he built an empire buying domains. This is kind of a similar thing. These keywords are here now, and it's a land grab. It's a gold rush. It's like real estate. It's a gold rush. It's a land grab. In the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, a lot of these keywords are going to be gone, and the sites are going to be up. And so now is the opportunity, and that's why we want to be aggressive. We want to get out there and do as many things as we can. Would that be fair to say, Steve?
Absolutely, and I'll add a few things to it. One of the things that I've always done in my business is I've always given back, and this is me an opportunity to give back to people that are really serious about improving and making a difference in their life. And the other thing is, it's always lonely at the top, so it's a great way to have more people at the top with you and enjoying the residual income that comes through having these multiple websites. So it's always funner when there's more people with you.
Oh, that's awesome. And I do appreciate, Steve, everything you've done. Let's see here. If we don't have 10K, you can take a bigger cut until the 10K is paid off. And we pretty much need the 10K to go. We can take it in a few payments. I'm not going to kind of just talk about all the different scenarios that might exist in terms of taking payments. Our biggest thing that we're interested in is to make sure that someone is good to get this going. Obviously, 10K is not much to get this kind of a business that's going to generate somewhere between 10 and 50,000 a year in revenue, and also it's going to be a site that and talk about this a little bit, Steve. The longer the site is out there with the keywords, the more Google likes it. Would that be correct?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's one other thing that they like is how long it's been there, how long the domain name is registered, for all those things. So it's one of those things that it will get better over time, and we definitely pay attention to what Google's doing, and we make sure that we're doing everything that we need to make sure that we stay on top. So.
And here's why we want to do it as partners, because you can bet that if we're making $2,500 a month, we're not going to let that thing die. Okay, so we want to get it up to $5,000 or more a month, because now that's what we want to do too. So we're in this together basically, and we thought about all kinds of different ways we could design it, but we thought like this approach would be the best because we're going to have the long-term interest and incentive in it, and we wouldn't really want to do it. We wouldn't want to do it if we didn't have a stake in it. It wouldn't be enough money. I mean, the $10,000 doesn't put really any significant money in our pockets. We are here for the recurring revenue that's going to start happening over the next 3, 6, 9 months and beyond that. So, but I'll tell you, for some of you that don't have that money right now, find a partner. Find a partner. And I'm going to have a copy of this presentation here tomorrow. So can show it to a partner and come in with a partner. And the good thing about this is you're investing in a real business, and you're actually going to get a real business with a real website, with real products, with real stuff. So this is not yet another course that you have to go in. I've got 4 bookcases full of courses. Just so you know, guys, I bought and still buy a lot of courses myself. So I've got bookcase after bookcase of courses. This is not that, and so hopefully you guys can see the power of this. How many websites do we get for the 10K? So, Steve, basically we're doing one website for the 10K, correct?
Yeah, we just do one. I know some people will go out and do a bunch of websites. My whole thing is we're focusing on one because we're making this one produce. And now that's not to say that we might have we'll have multiple pages that are indexed on Google. For example, one of my websites actually takes up the first 3 spots of Google.
Really?
Yeah. That's the thing is we're trying to dominate and we'll do what we can so that we're there on the top of Google.
So this is, you made an important point here, is a lot of the companies that I've been familiar with like search engine optimization, is they tell you all these things, but then they don't produce any. And I loved what you said, is that we're concentrating on one site and getting it to produce. I think that's awesome.
No, you have to. I mean, that's why we're all here, is because we want something to produce, and like I said, the system's built, it's proven, and it's just in the replicate. We're replicating the model each and every day. So.
Okay. So we've got quite a few questions. Okay, so Ronald is saying, so you're saying one website, but you might have multiple domains directing traffic to a single website?
Nope. No.
No, not multiple domains. It's just subpages then, right?
It's just subpages. So I'll have, for example, it's one domain name, but, I might have 3 pages that are indexed on the first page of Google of that website. So, for example, if I have the HCG, I might have my homepage indexed, and then I might have my page, my actual shopping cart page for that product indexed, and then I might also have maybe a blog page that is, indexed as well.
Okay, yeah, so I think that's pretty clear. So guys, I'm going to see if there's any other questions here. What will be the cost of the second and third and fourth websites? I think it's safe to say that we're going to do that at a discount. But do we have anything formal, Steve, on that? What are your thoughts on that?
You know what? We don't have anything formal right now. But one of the things that I'm going to say that we're going to do is, obviously after this first site is very successful, there'll definitely be a discount for the second and third, fourth site. And that's what most people do, is they end up getting multiple sites over time, just because, they're finding the next niche, and I definitely, that's why I love my residual income, because it's coming from all different websites, all different niches.
I don't know anybody in this business that does one site. They get 1 or 2 or 5 or 10 working, and then they go into another 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 or more. And of course, I've got friends that just went crazy, and I never understood what they did until I met you. I met one guy at a show, because I go to a lot of the lead generation shows. I met a guy at the show just hanging out there, 1,500 websites. He's just hanging out there, and I was like, man, what the heck? And he'd tell me about long tail keywords. Remember how Steve had mentioned long tail keywords? He was seeing how he goes after long tail keywords, and I was like, man, what is that? And he's explaining it to me. So, guys, what I can say is there's a lot of things out there in the world that, we don't know, and you got to find experts like Steve know how to do it. So for those of you that can come in, I mean, would we love to do this for cheaper? Would we love to offer this cheaper? We would, but we can't, because of the amount of time and effort and energy that it takes to do all this, and it is a fair amount of work. So this is what it is. For those of you that can do it, it'll be an awesome working with you. For those of you that have already sent us emails, thank you. We look forward to working with you, talking with you, and getting this going. We're very, very excited about working with the new partners that we're going to be working with. So with that said, everyone, thanks so much for spending time. We know you have other places, other things you could do. We know that you are a different breed of people, that you're listening on this webinar because you want to do more. You want to make more money. You want to improve. You want to learn, and you want to set yourself up for increased financial freedom in the future. Okay, last time for this link, so you guys can get in there and we can start talking to you about our turnkey niche websites and make recurring income. So that's, once again, www.toddallanmorgan, TODDALLANMORGAN.com/turnkey, TURNKEY. And guys, we're just so excited about all these different people that we're talking to, and we're excited about the projects that we're going to be doing with you guys. It's very, very exciting to see the process of this thing go from embryo to buying keywords to real solid niches where people are buying them, to get the websites going with all the products, whether digital or physical, to see the first orders come through, to see your page ranking at the top of the search engines, and see the process build from $500 to $1,000 to $2,000 and $3,000, and some of the sites doing $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10,000. And so, but what I tell people is pretty simply is, look, if this site was only making $2,000 a month, you know, the reality is that recurring income is recurring income. When you start to get some recurring incomes in your life, you just simply build on that and then get more. But recurring income is awesome, and it allows you to build. And every month, every year, you can build and you can build and build. And after 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years, you can have a substantial amount of recurring income coming in. And that's really what our mission is here. Our mission is to liberate and free people from the day-to-day grind that they currently now experience by building this recurring income. It's something we're very, very passionate about and very much believe in. So we'd love to do that with you. We'd love to get turnkey niche websites working for you with the buying keywords, with people who are looking to buy products, and we look forward to talking to you. So just fill out that form. Once again, toddallenmorgan.com/turnkey, and we look forward to talking to you ASAP. If you want to talk to us tonight, it might be possible, so put your information in there, and if you really want to talk soon, go ahead and put your information, and we'll see if we can even reach you, let's say tonight or even tomorrow morning. So with that said, I'm ready to end this up. Hope you've enjoyed this webinar. Hope you really got the value out of this webinar, seeing how the turnkey niche websites work and how recurring income can come into your life in a bigger way. I don't care whether you're a doctor, you're a dentist, you're a lawyer, you're a stay-at-home mom, you're a teacher, you're a counselor. I don't care who you are or where you are. We all have a need for more recurring income, and that is a big differentiator. So that's what I want you to focus on. Is really focus on coming up, work with us with a strategy that's going to work for you and get this process going so recurring income can come into your life. Once again, Steve, do you have any final words before we sign off?
No, here's the thing is, obviously, we'd love to work with you. It's a no-brainer because that, I'll tell you right now, just think how your life would change with just $1,000 a month in difference, and obviously we're going to be making more than that, but just think how difference that would make. And like I said, the system's there. I'm doing this day in and day out, and it's just so much fun. I tell you, I smile every day when I wake up because I see how much was charged, I see the sales, and it's just great.
Okay, guys, we look forward to talking to you, and we look forward to seeing your emails. And once again, thanks for being on here, and have a great day, night, wherever you're at across the world, in the U.S., Canada, wherever you're at. Enjoy it, and we appreciate you being on here. Goodbye.
All right.